hustling my whole life. I stay hustling my whole life.
Pitchin and Grindnin podcast with your host Klassik, Anaya, Daffe, and Aaron.
What up? What up? What up? What's going on?
What's up, y'all?
What's going on?
There's
Pitchin
a
and
lot going
Grindnin.
on in the world.
Tell me about it.
It's a lot going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit just looking terrible as days goes on.
Life is life, man.
Sure is. Your
It sure
avocado's
is.
gonna be $20 a avocado. Gas gonna be $10 a gallon.
First of all, I don't speak none of that. Like, I'm not claiming none of that. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? The way that things are going, we definitely need to be looking at alternatives to everything.
True
I'll
indeed.
just say that.
Yeah,
True
it's looking, kind of scarce out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, the price of eggs in Mexico is only $2, but then you go to it's here, you paying $7. I heard at Costco they like 18.
That's crazy because, like, I just got some eggs and I ain't paying nothing because they came straight off the farm.
Oh, see, that's the
Oh,
best
see,
place to get them.
that's what I'm talking about. We're gonna have to just go to the farm to shop.
It's crazy. Like, it's set up to the point to where, like, if you don't know what you're doing and you just now started, like, raising chickens and being into that, if you don't get the right feed for your chicken's not even gonna have eggs. Like, they got it set up that far. Like, they got it set up like that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I don't even know where to start. There's so much shit going on.
Well, planes are going down. So we had one plane go down in DC, one in Philly.
Yep. Then you had
we had
another one. You had another one in it went from New York to Houston, and it was catching on fire.
Right.
Side of it.
2 teens from the Caribbean, Dominican Islands. They were found in the wheel well.
In the landing gear. Yeah, that's
in the landing gear.
Yeah, it's
stowaways. So
plane stuff looking kind of sketchy right now. You need to stay on the ground.
No, that's what they want you to think.
Oh, you're a professional. Yeah, give us some insight.
They're trying to, like, it's all a part of, like, it's crazy because I literally feel like I've been being prepared for this since I was 9 years old. There was somebody who had a conversation with me when I was 9 years old because I had a deeper understanding of things. And we talked about things like the New World Order, and because I got it and because of my responses to certain things, we went deeper into the conversation. As I got older and I would have those same conversations with people would say, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. Oh, you're one of those conspiracy theory people. Well, guess what? It's absolutely a conspiracy, but it's not a theory because we're living in all of those things that I was warned about when I was 9 years old. We're living in the fact that they're trying to do away completely with paper currency and it's all digital currency. We're living completely in the fact that they are creating and generating and releasing things that are biologically, like, it's almost like they're committing biological warfare on their own people in their own society. We are living in the fact that they're using fear and the media to induce the fear on people to keep them from traveling and to automatically psychologically program people to stay within their area so that these smart cities that they plan on creating will be effective because people will be scared to venture out. People will be scared to, go outside of their area. So it'll be easier to control people when they drop that bomb on them and say, hey, if you want to go outside of this mile radius, it will cost you this, or you have to be able to provide such and such identification. Like, we are literally playing into all of those things right now. Like, all of those things, it's not a theory. It's actually happening right now. The worst thing you can do right now is actually be afraid because that's what they want you to do.
Hey, well, it's gonna have a lot of people doing it.
Yeah,
because they don't have their right mind, so they're going to do whatever.
Continue to live. When it's your time, it's your time.
Oh yeah.
Continue to live.
Oh yeah. You don't control that. When it's your time, that's it. That's it.
Continue to live. If you was planning a cruise, if you was planning a vacation, whatever, spring break, whatever. Still do that shit.
Oh yeah, I got a
Still do it.
couple this year. I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying?
Still go. Don't let none of this stop you. That's exactly what they want. They put these things on them. Do you know how much fucked up shit, like how much stuff that should be on the news that
Oh
doesn't
yeah, they don't
actually
post
make
half the stuff.
the news? You know what I'm saying? Like
It'll never go off.
there's a lot of things in the news, that or that don't make the news that we should be aware of that we're not aware of. So understand that the things that they put up there are the things that they want you to see. And if it evokes a certain emotion off of you that you act on, that's exactly what they want.
Yeah, and the news will never go off if they broadcast everything. It should be on 24 hours.
But definitely understand they pick and choose what they want to broadcast.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I know one thing. Valentine's Day is in 2 weeks, so whoever ain't start getting some for your significant other if you got one, or you want one. Because I don't care what's going on in the world. Motherfucking forest could be fucking burning down from east to west coast. Motherfuckers still gonna want some for Valentine's
Oh
Day.
yeah, you gotta get in that chocolate. You gotta get in them flowers. You better go
Mm.
get something.
You know, a carton
Some
of fuck.
cherries, berries. You better go get something now.
Hey,
So
you
it's
might as well get
crazy.
them a carton of eggs, huh?
So it's crazy, right? Because all of these holidays, Martin Luther King Day, Juneteenth, Black History Month, things like that, we're supposed to be doing away with. They never said anything about Valentine's Day.
No, of course not.
They're not going to do
No,
away with
no,
Valentine's Day.
No,
no. That's
It's
just
too much of an economical right.
wasn't
that's
that
just,
made by Hallmark?
no. That was made by the
No.
Romans. It's actually
Yeah, St.
back.
Valentine's.
It's a homosexual holiday.
No, no.
That's why you have the fascination with little boy angels and chirps and all types of things. It's actually if you look at the origins of it, it's very homosexual, very what else?
So is Saturnalia. Saturnalia
Of
is the
course.
most carnal
Mhm.
holiday religion. And
Right.
that's technically Christmas for the people that don't know.
Right. Right. It's and which is technically Nimrod, a celebration for Nimrod. But
Hmm.
we're not gonna get into that. But yeah, they don't care what it is. You better buy something for Valentine's Day.
And that's all it boiled down to. Make sure you get in them stores and
Oh
spend that
yeah.
money.
Oh yeah.
I think I'm gonna get like a frozen, like somewhere you could just keep roses for like 6 months and then pull it out because they
Well, no,
be
they have roses like that.
oh
Mm-hmm.
they do.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta invest because that last minute, that last week shit, they pump up the price of roses.
Oh
Like,
And they
yeah.
come in like all colors.
oh
Like you can
really?
get them in wild colors. Like you can get a box of like blue. They come in like this. It almost looks like a hat box.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? But those roses, they
Yeah,
last like for
they last
months.
forever. The ones in that box.
yeah. I bought one last year. It was pretty cool. I just got it sent to the house, so I didn't put my hands on it and like give it. I got it sent it to the house. That was cool. That was cool.
They charge you arm and a leg for them things too. It depends on the
I know
size.
I'm still
Still on
paying.
the.
You want a Klarna monthly payment
He
plan?
said I'm
I'm on
still
a
paying from last
whatever.
year.
Yep.
So
As a
what you
matter
gonna
of
do
fact,
this year?
huh?
A pack of Twizzlers? Because you still paying on last year. What you gonna
No,
do
I
this
just
year?
finished the payment last. I'm gonna start up a new one.
He gonna
This
start a new one.
yeah. I just finished last. So yeah.
That's funny.
So, uh, it
Pay
is what
from
it
last year. Keep it going. You know what I'm saying?
is.
Keep it
Going.
going.
Well, at least they know your credit good. You paid it off.
Yes, I paid it off. It took me 12 long months, but I paid it off.
Keep it going.
That's all that matters. That's better for them. They got their interest.
Yeah.
Yep.
What are you drinking on, Anaya?
We don't do free advertisement. They didn't cut me a check.
Oh, okay. Hey, what's up?
What's going
Riley,
on?
what's going on
What's
with
up,
you?
everybody? How y'all doing?
We're doing
Great,
great.
Good. How are you?
I'm
Ain't nothing
doing
but a little
good.
sparkling water. Just a little sparkling water. Nothing fancy.
I know that's right. I need a little bit of water myself. What's
I had
happening, y'all?
I
How
had
y'all
to get
doing?
that sparkling water. How are you? Happy New Year. It's still.
Yeah.
Dang, we just finished January. Somebody said January took 2 years.
You know what? You know what? That was a little long, wasn't it?
Yeah.
January always like that. It'd be like January, it take forever. Then the rest of the
Yeah.
year be like that.
Right.
So
How's it
what's going
going?
on?
We've been busy doing what we do, man. I mean, we getting older, but I'm just having fun at this point.
Tell
I
us
know,
what you're
sir.
working on. What's new?
You know, we just released the new single "Talking in My Sleep."
Mhm.
Uh, Heart and Soul, man, I'm so thankful they jumped on the record right away because it has, got the streams jumping, and we are going for ads on Tuesday.
Nice.
So Heart and Soul opened the door for a lot of that.
Nice.
It's really cool. The single, everybody's starting to love the single. I'm shooting a video in about 2 weeks,
Mhm.
and I'm back on the road. I'll be in what is it, San Jose on the 7th.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So
So where are
yeah,
you located out of now? If that's, can
I'm
we
always
ask?
back and forth. I've always lived in California and I've always lived in Michigan. When I started having kids, I had to come back to Michigan.
Oh, Cali's expensive.
Yeah, yeah, that was like a playground, but playground is over when you start. I got a son and a daughter, and so I kind of like started spending my time back here in Michigan, because I wanted to raise my kids, take my kids to school every day. So I had to cut all that out. So now everybody grown, so I can go back and, hang out and have
Oh.
fun.
So Michigan is home for you. That's Michigan native.
Michigan is the base, yeah, but yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Have you ever
Yeah.
talked in your sleep?
I hope not, but I'm sure I have. Talking in my sleep is one of those songs where the brother don't want to reveal nothing. And so when he starts to talking in his sleep, the woman sits back and say, really?
Hmm.
Really? Because, when men, so you can't get all the
No,
answers out of
spill
us.
it. Don't be trying to spill the tea. We up here spill the tea. Don't be trying to keep them secrets. Don't tell it. Don't
Yeah,
tell it.
and really that's what it is. The secrets that men have and what we do, it kind of came out in talking in my sleep. And what it kind of lets women know that, okay, it really, really. So the video is gonna pretty much be in that same kind of vein. Like I'm revealing who I really am, which the man that you know that I am is one thing, but then you didn't know this part about me.
Mm. Because I know someone that talks in their sleep,
Ooh, woman or a
and
male?
and no, it's a man,
Okay.
and he has told on himself several
See what
times,
I'm saying?
or
I talk
or
in my sleep. That's the
or,
crazy
or
thing.
he has said things that he really doesn't mean. So I was like his subconscious, right?
Yeah.
So I told him to do what I do.
What's that?
You better wear a CPAP machine, brother.
Hey, you ain't even snoring. You just want
No,
to.
no, no. I snore worse than a pretty woman. Because pretty women, they snore like a bear, right? So
Yeah.
I been wearing a CPAP. That's how you keep your blood pressure down and everything else. So I just tell everybody, that talks in their sleep, just wear a
Right.
CPAP,
That's
just to
true.
be safe, or
I got
mouth
a buddy.
guard. Keep your dental right, huh?
I got a buddy that has that what is it, CPAD thing. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
My mom has one, and I sleep with a night guard, and I was still talking in my sleep. So I
Oh
don't know if that's
damn.
Oh
effective.
wow.
You might
Damn.
Well,
need to
that's
just stick to the CPAP because I
Damn.
was talking in my sleep. Yeah.
that's the right single. That's the right single. Everybody
That
can get.
is. That is. I
Yeah.
mean, I love to hear it on a serious note because yeah, you do what you dream and what you think,
Oh yeah.
there's there. It's
And
there.
it's in your mind, even if you're dreaming. But hey, some of us come out with it in the sleep. So
I
some of
love
us
it.
wake up to somebody packing their clothes. So that's what that's
Hmm.
about.
So what was your inspiration behind this?
I like to with me and R&B, man, I know that we love singing about women. I know that
Hmm.
we love singing about this, that, or the other. R&B has to start singing about something a little more interesting from time to time because women are
Right.
always going to be at the top of the list of R&B. But as R&B, I've been around for a while and I've always sung the slow songs with Ready for the World and myself, Love You Down Tonight, Oh Sheila, all of that. But Talking to My Sleep is one of those things where we can move away from it a little bit and be a little more creative, but still jam. And that's where Talking to My Sleep kind of comes from. Let's talk about another subject matter, but it still embraces, women at the same time.
So you was just sitting in
I'm
the
here for
studio
it.
when you came up with this song, or you already had like the beat and everything like that?
The beat is what drove me. A buddy named Derek Joshua came up with the beat. And it just felt that jazzy kind of R&B swag. And I wanted to come up with something that was going to complement that track. And that baby, I apologize, just to kind of give it that Al Jarreau
Hmm.
versus R&B vibe. Give them something different. I'm about to retire in a minute, so I would just do whatever I want to do.
Oh, that's
Yeah, it
I
ain't nothing
love
better
that.
than that.
I'm doing whatever I want to do, how I want to do it, and I hope I can leave something with the new R&B artist that's kind of like out there, but still, that thing.
Yeah.
So that's how kind of we're recording right now the album, And I want the album to be full of real hot tracks, but at the same time, I want to put something on people's minds. And they can be, like Love You Down has been one of those big songs for me that has never gone away, as well as Oh Sheila and Can He Do It? It's a few others like that. I want this to be one of those songs that people are going to continue to listen to 30, 40, and beyond.
How you
Mm.
feel about the state of R&B at this moment?
Well, I mean, R&B, honestly, I think left its authenticity probably in the early 2000s. I love what the young guys are doing and the young ladies are doing in R&B. I think there are a few out there that's really killing the game, that's really got that authentic swag. But I think, and I spoke with a big time guy, programmer the other day. We gotta go ahead and let some of the old heads sneak back in and lead his legacy. People that really know how to do it. Because you got the young artists that's only thinking that, okay, we want to sit back and we want to smoke and we want to this, but where the jams at? Where that deep melody? Where's that serious vocal arrangement? Where's that serious lyrical content? We grew up listening to Motown.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of got a head start. We grew up listening to them bad boys. You know what I'm talking about, them real deals.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you want that new generation to know what R&B is supposed to be about, you got to let the Charlie Wilsons back in. You got to let the Melvin Rileys back in. You got to let the guys in that's really been doing that thing. And you don't have to give it all, but you do have to let the R&B swag back in, that authenticity. Hey, and if I get in trouble for saying that, it is what it is, but the
You get
truth,
in trouble with who you got that? You
No.
you
know,
got
you OG. Who
Yeah,
get
you.
in trouble with who?
yeah,
Yeah.
you got to put this R&B back in where it's supposed to be. And I think it just started fading from what we know.
Yeah, it's too much sound like hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
I feel like not only does it sound like hip hop as a woman, one thing I was listening to one of your songs and it was just like I think the video was released about 7 months ago. And
Yeah, you complete me.
yes,
Okay.
yes, you complete me. And for me, it was just more so like you don't have men singing to women saying that anymore with
mm,
positive affirmations, a positive vibe between that black man and that black woman. Is this
Yeah.
man ain't shit
Right.
or this female ain't nothing. She this and this and this. So
Right.
I'm
Right.
so player. I can't have but one. I got to have the main and the this one and the this one and the this one. Like, and it's no variety. It's all like that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like somebody. So ain't nobody in love.
Right. Well, what it is that this culture and that started to kind of form in, I guess I say mid 2000s, is everybody's so hard,
mm-hmm.
everybody's so tough. I can't love you, but you fooling yourself because it's somebody that you in love with. It's somebody that you love. Stop being a thug every second of the day. Then you get on record you a thug. I mean, come on, bro. I mean, calm down. Calm down, sing what it is. That's why we're that's because everybody wants to be so hard and so thuggish that now the R&B music is damn near rap.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
It
like
is.
pretty
Let
they
rap
much.
do what rap do, and R&B do what R&B does.
Yep.
they want to be, they want to be hard, portray this gangster image, portray this thug's image. And the unfortunate thing that we females find out in all of that is they can portray all these images as a thug and a gangster, but still don't know how to be a man.
Yeah,
They still don't really know how to be masculine and what it is to embody masculinity because being a thug has nothing to do with that. You can be as thug as you want to be and still be
right.
I'm gonna be nice. But you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
No, it's real.
Like
It's real. It's
that
real.
has nothing to do with it being a man.
Did you
But
cut your
you
grass?
have
I mean,
yeah.
yeah, it's like, I mean, I don't know if it's because the movies became so ridiculous or the parents weren't there to go ahead and get a cohesive child to go ahead and regardless of music, you want to raise a man. I don't care if it's a fireman, a policeman, but you want to raise a man. Whatever his preference is what it is, but be a man.
Right.
And if you're gonna get on record and sing to these women, then be a man about it and stop trying to be a thug. Otherwise, go ahead and sing about, whatever. But if you're singing to women, be real about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was your journey from coming up from when you first started to where you at now? What was the challenges did you face, or did you face any challenges?
Oh man, this whole music industry is a challenge.
What about
You
that?
got, even if you have the talent, it's so many people that don't know what they're doing in the industry that it makes it so much harder for the artist to go ahead and get out. You
Hmm.
got legendary artists that went through hell. Because music is one of those spiritual things where you don't go to school for it. You just gotta have that ear. It's nothing. You either got it or you don't. When you playing at a high level,
Yeah.
not demos and talent shows forever, but when you want to get number one hits on Billboard, and when you want to get real radio airplay and all that type of thing, you're gonna go through some challenges because there's a lot of people you got to convince that don't have ears. And then you have record companies that have to believe in you enough to make you a priority to blow you up because we both know without the blow up, without the machine, you just got a great record. So the challenges are putting that music with the right machine. I would think that's
Hmm.
the biggest challenge.
Yeah, because I went to church today. I haven't been to church in, I don't know, a decade, right? The
Okay.
singer there was as good as any professional singer you'll see on any stage.
Yeah. Oh man, especially black churches, brother.
Right. Oh
Oh
yeah,
my
right.
goodness.
So I was like, it is if who puts the machine puts the money behind you and
Yeah.
believes in you. And actually, I've seen in some cases that they're friends with you. Because if
Well,
they're
the
not,
label, or
say again.
you said who's friends with you again?
I said the label execs being friends with the artist,
Mm-hmm.
or have a way about them that they kind of favor them.
Yeah, well, with the A&R departments, a lot of times, and of course, you know what you're talking about, that A&R has to believe in you because they're like football coaches. If you lose, they lose.
Yeah.
Right.
So your A&R department really is signing you, and then the majors are saying, okay, I trusted you as an A&R to produce me a number one
Hmm.
hit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Mm.
yeah, they definitely at the record labels and the A&R departments come together and they make sure that the artist is feeling what they should feel. But at the same time, if the artist drops you a number one, a hot single, then your team has to be even better than that single.
Hmm.
Right.
Your record machine has to be better than the song itself because it does not matter how good your cookie is. If ain't nobody tasted it, it's just gonna be a good cookie at your house. And that's the same way
Yeah.
with a great song. It's just gonna be a great song that you got, but the world will never hear it unless that machine gets behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's true.
When you made your first big record, what was your first thought?
I thought I could compete with what was already on the radio. I graduated at 17,
Mm.
cut our first demo at 18, and signed a record deal at 19. And I always listened to the radio, and I was like, I think I got what it takes. I've always thought that I felt my music was already good enough to be on the radio.
Yeah.
I was an athlete in high school. I used to come home from football practice and get on the piano. And that's what God gives you, is a talent. And when you discover that, I just honed my skills, man. And I really used to listen and be like, man, we can come up with something hotter than this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it wasn't arrogance. It was just, I just felt like we had something strong.
Do you feel like it's was harder then or now to really be successful when it comes to the industry and being discovered as an artist?
With me being 45 years old, no, I'm just kidding. It is harder at my age, but for a new artist, there's so many outlets for new artists to get discovered than when I came out. I think it's harder because you got so many people, but at the same time, you got so many outlets now because of the internet and everything else. So, thank God I'm already in there and respected. But if I was a new artist that never was heard of, I would definitely keep my day job.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah,
your
yeah.
favorite city to travel to?
LA is always my spot.
Home.
That's like a second home. But besides that, I love Switzerland. I know it's not the United States, but
No, no,
Oh no,
I
that's
you're not
fine.
the first person that we've heard say
Yeah,
that.
you the first person.
what's that?
Said
They
Switzerland.
love Switzerland,
Yeah.
Man, listen.
Denmark, Norway.
Oh man, if you Switzerland is so beautiful, I don't even know why they don't even promote it more.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the most beautiful places that I've
People
been
are
in.
still mad at Switzerland from the war because they kind of remained neutral when it came to World War II.
There you go. Look
So,
at you, History
Yeah,
Channel.
so
we're not climbing over the Alps. We just want to hang out.
yeah, so that's honestly why, they don't really get a lot of promotion when it comes to tourism and things like
Because
that.
America's still kind of mad at
Oh,
Switzerland.
America's mad at
Yeah,
everybody.
he mad
Yeah,
at
right,
everybody.
right. Man, Switzerland's got mountains in it. It's like you got
It's beautiful, yeah. I went
unbelievable.
to I think it's Azure, Switzerland or whatever. We went
Okay.
skiing there because I grew up in Germany and I was in like outdoor club or whatever, and we had a ski trip in Switzerland.
Beautiful. My niece was born in Berlin. Were you an army baby?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
He speaks German too, real
Oh,
good.
do you?
No, ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch.
Say
Nein.
so.
Hey, see that?
Look, he
All
like
right,
phone. He
good,
want to
good.
talk. Listen,
Go
that's a
ahead,
black
go
parent
ahead.
for you. Like, hold on, I got one. Hold on, do it. Do the thing, babe.
Let me
Yeah.
go ahead. Let me hear some more. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Ich spreche ein bisschen nicht verstehen.
Got you.
Und äh, und Deutsch. I don't
He
know.
speaks
All
it.
Ich
right.
liebe Deutschland.
Yeah,
I love
Nice.
Anaya,
Germany. But yeah,
McFerrin-Hellsen.
my
You know what I mean?
German is like, yeah, I speak more
Okay.
Spanish than German. Don't even ask how that happened. But
Okay.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right. All right.
He
Good deal.
said, "Good. Let
I
me hear
can
some more."
eat and not get lost.
You say you can what now?
I know how to eat and not get lost.
See
No,
that?
that's right. Oh, that's right.
He said, "Let
I
me hear some
speak
more."
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what my
But
mom was like when I was over there. Because my time over there, it was my mom's second time. So she was pretty much like, "Hey, this is what you need to know. If you
Yeah.
take the train." It was this long word. I still can't tell you what it means, but it looked like Guggenhafen or something like that. And so it had two G's. It had a G in the beginning, a G in the middle, and an H toward the end. And my mom was like, "Hey, whenever you're trying to get back home, look
Right.
for that right there. Got to get home." Couldn't
Okay.
pronounce the word, but
Right.
she's like,
But
"That
that's the
Guggenhafen or whatever,
yeah.
that train is the one you need to get on to
That's
take
what's
you in the
up.
right direction."
I stayed in Germany for like I think we were over there like a month and a half, 2 months.
really,
Okay, what
We
part were you in?
everything smoking. We
I know that's right.
I was over there so long. We went over there to do a German tour for the army bases.
okay.
So you was
And
all over it
we
for real.
yeah, we hit so many bases and then we went over to what was it, Berlin. I think we had a show in Berlin. But man, I was over in Germany. It had to have been about 6 weeks. I think it was about 6 weeks. And we hit pretty much all those bases. And they got these big clubs over there,
Hmm.
entertainment. And I think the last time I was there was in mid 90s, I think, or end of maybe 98, I think it was.
I
Yeah.
had just left.
You just left. That's what's up. All
Yeah.
right.
I love it. So we got. I got to check out Switzerland before I go
Please do.
6 feet under. I got to check it out.
Oh man, it's,
The
it's
mountains
breathtaking.
in the States are not the same.
You
It's
said the
not the same.
mountains?
Yeah, the mountain in the States are not the same. Because
I
people are like,
heard the
"Oh, I've been
blondes
to
are
the
not the
mountains.
same
I've
over
been to
there
here."
either. So
It's like, no, it's not the same.
Yeah, they got like caves in the middle of the lake. It's just a
Oh
big
wow,
mountain in the middle of the lake for no reason. It's like it looks haunting, but it's so beautiful.
And
wow.
the castles, and
Castles and
it's
all that.
literally like you kind of stepped into a time capsule because they're real castles. Like
Yeah,
these are things
right.
that you read about, and you can actually go in them. They've made some of them hotels, some of them are more like museums,
Wow.
but you can go in them and everything.
We saw a few things. Well, I'm talking about Switzerland. We saw a
yeah.
few things. They took us around. We were there for the Montreux Jazz Festival,
Okay.
Mm.
and we were with some Whitney Houston. Well, she didn't go, but Phil Collins, Billy Ocean, In
Wow.
Excess. Man, it was huge. But the
That's a hell of a
Montreux
bill to
Jazz, I
be
don't,
on.
huh?
I said that's a hell of a bill
The
to be
heaven.
on with all of
Yeah,
Oh
them.
for real.
man, yeah, it was some megas. It was some megas. At the
Yeah,
time,
that's
Sheila
mega.
was number one. I don't think Madonna went over there, but Whitney, we were on tour with Whitney, and she said she was not going to go because at the time there was a little threat
Okay.
for
Mm-hmm.
Americans going over to Switzerland, but we
Hmm.
went
Right.
anyway. So
Yeah.
nowadays, I wouldn't go. If they told me it was a threat over in Switzerland, I'm good. I'm staying in
He
America.
in, he in the house. Okay.
I'm chilling. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So
That's
you
really
also
amazing.
write music. Did you pick that up later, or you've always been wicked with the pen even as a young person?
I think I've been wicked when I was a kid because I wrote my first song. I was probably 8 or 9 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't even tell you the name of it because it's embarrassing. But anyway, it kind of grew and grew, and I started to understand music a little better because I grew up listening to the blues. We're from Clarksdale, Mississippi, where the blues was born. Sam Cooke, the rock and roll,
Yeah.
came from Clarksdale, Mississippi. So I grew up listening to blues, and I think I get a lot of my writing skills from listening to that storytelling from the blues.
Mm-hmm.
And then came into my playing the bass guitar, then goes into the guitar, then the piano, and the whole nine. And I ended up writing "Love You Down," playing every instrument, doing all the vocals on "Love You Down."
Wow.
Can he do it like this? All the instruments, vocals, a lot of the material from Ready for the World I did by myself in the studio. Um, and then we had our collaborations as well. But it just happens that way sometimes when you get the pen going and you start to playing the bass and you're like, oh, this is cold. And then you have other people come in and do their parts. It works out really well.
So how did you become like, because I remember you saying you used to come home from football practice playing the piano,
Hmm.
but you played all the instruments
Yeah.
for these records. So like, were you in band? Like, how did you get that background with those
It's
instruments like that?
honestly, it's God given. I can't even attribute it to any lessons. It's crazy how I picked up the bass guitar and the guitar and writing melodies. I'm still not the greatest fluid, guitar player, but I know how to write what I want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I got to go back and teach myself what I wrote because I get into a zone and I'm like, oh, I don't know what I played last night, but that was cold-blooded. And so you got to reteach yourself sometimes because your chords go somewhere and you're like, I ain't gonna forget that chord, and then you build from there. So that building process is just you just keep going until you know that song is complete, and that's something you just got to have it. I think. I mean, I'm sure you can teach, composing, arranging, and this, that, and the other, but then for some people, it's just an innate vibe, and I think I still write the same way. If I ain't feeling it, then I pretty much leave it off, but I keep going until I find what hits me.
What
Those
is your
Okay.
what is your favorite thing to do? Write or play instruments?
Man, they go hand in hand. Because the music has to stand on its own. I should be able to hit play and bob my head, slow song, fast. I ought to be like, oh, that's a cold track. But then my vocal arrangement has to complement that music. And
Mm-hmm.
then my lyrics got to be even better than that. And that's that combination.
You ever go in the
Nice.
studio and hear yourself like, nah, that don't sound good, and you go do the whole thing over, or take certain parts off, say it over, and you know what I'm saying? Or you may play an instrument a certain way and going back and arrange it a whole totally different way and stuff like that.
You did it. That's exactly what I do. I'm an engineer's nightmare when it comes to that because I will go in, man, do a whole song and come back the next day and say erase that. And the engineer's like, dude, you must be crazy. You erasing people's it takes people all day. I'm like, if I don't feel it, then I won't when I hear it on the radio, I'm always hear something that I didn't like. So it's best to just go ahead and redo it so that when you do hear it, you gave it your best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you
No,
do
I'm a
that?
nightmare in the studio.
Did you do that on Talking in My Sleep?
I did. Matter of fact, that vocal, I had done that vocal, baby, yeah, yeah, I did that at the house studio,
Hmm.
did it again, got in the studio, redid it, listened, came back and redid it again because I wanted that dark, intimate vocal arrangement. And at first, it wasn't the way I wanted it to be, but then I know it when I hear it. I'll know it when it's right because I'll listen to it a week later. I usually do a week to 2 weeks later. I don't want to hear that song for 2 to 3 weeks. When I hit play, if it don't bang and if it don't hit me after 2 to 3 weeks, I usually cut it.
Anaya could
Mm.
sing too.
Okay, she go ahead. Hey, you done German that
He
she
want to see you do
putting you
everything.
on the spot,
Huh?
putting you on the spot today.
Oh, I don't mind. I'm not shy. I'm not shy for real, for real.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I know it's a Melvin Riley interview, but hey, I likes to have the
I
whole.
did the national anthem for the Charlotte Hornets game in March.
Yep.
Back in March.
That's what's
But
up. Okay.
yeah. It's Black History Month, right?
Right.
So let me see.
Today's it.
Yeah.
Oh, say. Go ahead.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring.
Mm.
Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound. Yeah.
All
Yeah. Just a
right.
little bit.
Hey, you
Just a
showing
little
out
bit.
today.
Just a
Yeah.
little
Sound
bit.
Well,
very good.
she can
Very
Thank
good.
also,
you.
hey, she can also shoot a gun
Yeah.
like an
Well, we
army
don't want. Hold on.
sniper.
We don't need the gun thing.
Oh,
You don't know. You better
hey,
get ready. You
hey.
better get ready. He done pardoned them 1,500. We better get
Right.
ready.
Right.
Well,
Right. Right.
oh,
Right.
so since you're from Mississippi, me and Klassik, we had a conversation earlier because we actually started something. I think probably the first people, uh, maybe ever, right?
Mhm.
So Southern Soul. Since you
Yes.
are from Mississippi, how do you feel about it? It's basically a newer rendition of blues, but how do you like this newer type of R&B blues being pushed toward the main front?
I am excited. I love it. I do. I love it. To hear the young artists
Right.
go in that bag and say, I know mainstream is doing this, but I feel this.
hmm
Hmm.
I love it, man. I love that new Southern Soul.
Yeah.
I do. I love it a lot, and I want them to stay. Don't try to make it R&B. Keep it Southern Soul and let that be that genre and be
hmm
true to that genre. If you want to be R&B, do R&B. But
Right.
if we're gonna build Southern Soul, then you got to do that. Yeah,
Right.
do
It's
that.
it's 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 the blues though. It's the Delta, right?
So
It's the
it's a
Delta
little bit of
blues,
blues, right? But see,
right?
they
It's
from
a
up
little bit of
north.
that
You
Southern
can feel
Soul
me.
was hip, huh?
You can feel me. They both from up north. But with you being
Okay,
from Mississippi, see, my family from Georgia.
okay,
What I told them is when you hear Southern Soul, yes, it's blues, but it's also like the bass lines and a
yeah,
lot of the drum
uh-huh,
patterns
uh-huh,
are like gospel quartet. That the count that they have
yeah,
for a
yeah, yeah,
lot of
yeah.
it. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right,
giving
right,
like
and
it's
it
like a
feels the
mixture.
same. And they
Mm-hmm.
don't update their drum sounds too often in Southern Soul.
No.
'Cause if you start updating the
hmm
drum sounds, you're gonna kill Southern Soul because Southern Soul comes from that really Johnny Taylor
Yep.
to
Yes.
the second power for today's
hmm
Bobby Blue Bland. But when they all use that same kind of lens.
Even Betty Wright, I feel like
Betty
Betty
Wright,
Wright definitely
Betty
was
Wright is
ahead of
more
her
than Southern Soul
time.
to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
yeah, that's
yeah,
swag.
she can
Yeah,
talk. Betty Wright can
Yeah.
talk any way you want.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I
Um,
mean, yeah, I really think the young guys, if they keep their drum sounds and the keyboards in that Southern Soul and don't try to get too fancy, I think the writing is really good. The one guy, and I'm so sorry, if you want to leave, go ahead and
King
leave.
George,
King
yeah.
I
George.
think King George is doing a remarkable job with Southern Soul because he's not trying to be R&B. He's doing it like a brother ought to be doing
hmm
Right.
it.
Jay
And I
Morrison
think
Group
that's
is one of my favorites.
who was that?
of course
Jay
he is.
Morrison Group.
Jay Morrison Group?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm not that familiar with it.
it's two brothers and a sister. They're all family. And they have like one of the most popular Southern soul songs, right? But
Okay,
people don't know who it is. They know the song, but they don't know it's them. It's called Knee Deep.
okay,
And when you play that song at the trail ride, I'm talking about it's a slow jam, but
okay.
everybody's singing. The
Right
men are
now,
singing, the women are singing,
it's called Knee Deep.
everybody's singing. You got
Knee
to look
Deep.
up Knee Deep by Jay Morrison Group.
Knee
I'm
deep.
gonna
Well,
check that
Because
out.
they tell
I,
stories. Like that's the thing
that's
about
why
Southern
men
Soul.
used to
Southern
love to
Soul is gonna
be
tell you a
around
story.
R&B, so we could get
Yeah.
knee deep. That's why we used to love R&B. We get
Right.
real knee deep.
That's
But
right.
it's
That's
about
right.
it's talking
Yeah.
about feelings, and see that's the thing I love about Southern Soul because it's put black men in a space again to where they can be vulnerable in their music.
Yeah.
They like it might not be an R&B anymore, but Southern Soul, this brother talking about how they was friends. That was his homegirl, and they had the best friendship.
Mm.
And she came to him and she shot her shot first. They started messing, and then he was the one kind of like, nah. And then they went back to being friends. And then out the blue, she like, hey, I gotta tell you something. I'm engaged. And he broke down. He like, hold on, wait a minute. You
Okay.
say I'm knee deep, baby.
Okay, you're too late. I'm already knee deep.
Oh,
Oh,
I thought
yeah.
knee. I
He
thought knee
can't turn
deep
it
meant something
around. He
else.
like, it's
Yeah.
too late. I've already got these feelings
But you
now.
see that storytelling you talking about?
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hmm.
Hmm.
We got to get back to that storytelling and take people for a ride.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Like we love you. I mean, I keep talking about the older stuff, but the new stuff as well. But it's a story behind it. Never really mattered too much.
Much to me.
I'm like, I'm trying to walk you into a story that this woman is older than me.
Mm-mm.
But we got to get back to
Yes.
that. Yes, ma'am.
So like I was there on all that. I love that song by the way. I tried
Hey,
to like, I love that song. It's
I'm gonna
awesome.
check out the knee deep. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, definitely check them out.
Okay. All right.
When is
Jay
your
Morrison Group.
album coming out? I heard you say you're working on it. Do you have a date?
Yeah, really, we're just doing a marketing plan to make sure that it's not, because nowadays people are dropping singles.
Hmm.
It's not a big deal to drop an album unless people are really gonna get exposed to it because you're giving away songs that haven't been promoted. Whereas back in the day, the whole album was promoted and people got a chance to hear the whole album. So it's one of those things where we're trying to make sure the dynamics of the marketing is going to complement putting an album out or EP.
Hmm.
We might just do an EP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to like, you have several. It wasn't, some people have a career just off of one song being. You have several. You mentioned like "Love You Down," "Oh Sheila,"
Night,
like you know what I'm saying. Night.
digital. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
night.
You
Yeah,
want
I
to
know
be
how them songs. I
consistent.
know how them songs. So like, I loved the melodies to them songs. Like Betty Wright said, the melody, baby, is so nice. Like it was just the melodies to those
Melody.
songs.
Yeah.
So I wanted to know, like, do you feel that there's a formula to a hit song? Because you got it in the bag. Like those are consistent
Right. Right.
hits.
Melody, you just said it though. Melody is king. Keep in mind, when you hear songs, you may say, I don't know what the name of that song is, but it go like this. Da 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 da. That's because you got grabbed by that melody. The same way I write, I got to have a melody, a vocal arrangement. I said vocal arrangement earlier, but it's the melody of how I'm singing against the music.
Mm-hmm.
That melody is so prominent that has to move you. If that melody not moving you, it ain't no sense in putting words to it.
Hmm.
And there is kind of a formula. Everybody has a different approach as a producer, writer. Everybody has their thing. But that melody, if you ain't got the melody, you're not doing too much because people are
That's
gonna remember
yeah.
that melody before they
Yeah.
remember what you're talking about.
That's how I am. Like sometimes I'll hear a beat, and if I don't have the right melody, I have the words, but if I don't like the melody, I'm like, nah, I just got to come back to it later.
I tell people that, but they like, how do you? I'm like, it's
You
just
can
the way
hear it.
it's the way I hear music. Yeah, I gotta hear something that like even a commercial that comes on, they want to make sure you remember that melody.
Hmm.
Whatever
Hmm.
that melody is, if it's a good melody. But you as a producer and writer gotta know when you got that right melody. It's something you can't teach. You just got to when you writing and you're like, oh bro, I just came up with this cold vocal arrangement. It's got to be that or leave it alone. Because people are gonna be like, that's all right. You don't want to hear that. So kill them from the get. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Nice. What do you think about like now with TikTok and things like that? I grew up on a lot of old school, so I'm used to like 4-minute songs,
Hmm.
3 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like some of them songs, like especially I love Betty Wright. Some of her songs are like 5 minutes.
Oh yeah.
You know,
And George, look at George Clinton.
yeah,
Yeah,
Boy,
they
yeah.
made
seven
them
minute
songs back
six,
in the day
like
was long.
you
James
know.
Brown.
Keith
James
Sweat
Brown,
too. Like I love Keith
Function.
Sweat. Like
Yeah.
they're all of those songs are like really long.
Right, right.
And now it's like I feel like the fact that people's attention spans are shorter has affected the quality of the music.
Totally
Because now
agree.
you'll have a song that's like 2 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. And some of that works as a marketing tool because they want you to play it over and over again on YouTube. The marketing plan to
Mm,
do a
they
killing
definitely got
melody.
me.
Give them 3 minutes, and you're like, oh, I like that. You're gonna keep on playing it YouTube, views, or stream. That's another strategy in the market that they do.
Mm.
I say if it works within that time frame, that's cool. But if the song deserves 3:55 or 4 minutes, let it If the radio stations edit it because they're gonna cut your, if it's too long, let them do that. But you go ahead and complete that song. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're just thinking in that way, what about a third verse that might go ahead and set the whole thing on fire?
They
You know
don't
what I'm
make
saying? Because if everybody doing like two verses, a hook, breakdown, and then we off.
They don't
You
even
know
do
what I'm
that no
saying? So
more.
yeah.
they don't make timeless music now.
They don't even.
It ain't even timeless.
These songs will have a verse,
Oh,
a hook, a bridge, and it's over.
it's
They
over.
One of
don't
my favorite Summer Walker songs is 1 minute and 34 seconds.
I
song
like
just getting started. That's down there like 16 bars.
right. But you know who I like? I like Brett Fayez.
I like him. He's a
But
great
he's quick
songwriter.
too. But he's quick too.
Yeah, he is.
You know what I'm saying? But he fit a good swag in that small frame of
He
time.
does. And
Now don't
he gonna
have
paint the picture for you.
yeah, I
You're gonna
like
be
that
right
guy.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I like Brett Fayez. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's
And he
dope.
is, like I said, that is one of those artists that know how to put it in 3 minutes and be done. Or
Hmm.
2:55. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of these songs they make now, you ain't gonna hear 5 years from now. Like your songs, keep hearing. They won't. You don't hear these songs no more. They one and done basically.
Well,
That's
and that's apparent, right? Because there's a big theme going on that's probably been popular for the last 2 to 3 years. Like people are having weekly 90s R&B night.
Hmm
Hmm.
okay. All right.
But the people that are going to these 90s R&B night are people that were born in the 2000s.
Yeah.
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 So there's a lot of young people going places just to listen to 90s R&B.
Ain't that
And
crazy? My
yeah, that's
daughter.
why you have these high school homecomings
Yeah.
and the band is playing bum, 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 and then the band cuts out and the whole crowd singing and nobody there was born before 2000, but they knew all the lyrics.
I'm glad you brought that up. My daughter brought that to my attention maybe 4 years ago. And she was like, Dad, people jamming to your deep inside your love. I'm like, yo, what y'all young folks know about this, that, and that? She like, that's what we listen to now
Yeah.
is that older. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
somebody else told me that. And they're like, no, can he do it like this? Got like 3 million streams.
It's like, mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm like I know our crowd, I know you're a lot younger than us, but I'm saying the younger 25-year-olds listen to Can He Do It Like This? And it's streaming heavy. And it's like, and I looked the other day, I think I was at 2 million streams on some song that I had never released, but it's a ballad. And on 2 million streams are not a lot of streams compared, but these are real streams. Okay,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. They
Right,
ain't from
Right.
the
right, right.
farm. They
Okay.
ain't getting done by the farm.
Right.
Right,
They're not being paid
It's
for it. They're people
organic.
coming to see
These,
you.
yeah, real
Well,
streams.
well, that's a testament that my generation, I was born in 80, but I know songs doo-wop from the 60s,
Okay.
right? And or soul music from the 70s, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love doo-wop, yeah.
So the timeless music
Right.
stays. So even these youngsters, they're like, man, this music is good. My mother listened to it. Grandmother's a little younger now. They
Right.
still have a bop to them, so they hear their grandmother, what their grandmothers are playing, and they go to it.
Yeah. I love that. That's that, like you said, that's a testament to good music. What's good is good.
Right.
What's authentic is authentic. And like you asked me about how am I in the studio and an engineer's my nightmare, that's because I want to make sure that if we're putting on the best thing we can do. So like I love you down, a tonight, a gently, a deep inside your love. That whole anthology is continuously being played, but it was written that way. It was produced and performed to be what it should be. You never know what your art is going to do, but you got to be the first person to be real about it. If you don't feel it, don't try to put nothing out that you ain't feeling. If it
Right.
don't give you chill bumps, don't put it out. You the first barometer, you know.
Yeah. Well, they think everything they put out now is hot. Don't
Yeah,
even matter.
Yeah, and
that's
that's the
not the
thing too. I
case.
feel like there's no I feel like, I don't know where it kind of changed, but well, I do. I do. I guess because of the internet and things like that, there's not a lot of artist development. Whereas before, when an artist got discovered, like there was different things. Like you had to go on the chitlin circuit. You had to,
Right.
you
Right.
you had it was like a rites of passage of things that you did before you
Before.
was just like
Right.
that superstar. You know
You
what
see,
I'm
everybody's
saying?
punching keys now in a lot of
Mhm.
things as well. And I said this the other day. There's something comes from your body playing that instrument There's something, it's a spiritual vibe that comes from you playing the bass, from you playing that guitar riff, from you
From you
really
actually singing, right?
right without the vocoders and the it's something about actually playing instruments that's it's a vibe that comes from that rather than always pushing buttons. And I'm not saying it's wrong, something's wrong with pushing buttons and coming up with melodies, but we got to teach our young kids, our 8-year-olds and our 9-year-olds, pick up that piano and start to learn, play that bass guitar. Because even though you can go ahead and go to the computer later, at least you got some musical knowledge of how to move. When you playing them instruments from your body, if you're not a musician, that's fine, but get somebody that does.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everything don't have to be from the musician standpoint, but we got to put the instruments back in our kids' hands.
Well,
You know.
well, we appreciate your time. Before we close this out, what would you like to mention? What you got going on? How people can reach you, and what kind of events you got going on?
Back on the road in February. We'll be in San Jose on the 7th. I'll be in Phoenix on the 14th, Fresno the 3rd. So that I don't know. I know that's the 3rd. So back on the road. But I just want to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart. All these years, you all have supported Melvin Riley. You've supported Ready for the World. And I'm never gonna let you down. I'm continue to be authentic and bring you that real deal. So I just want to give a shout out to the people and say, hey, I appreciate y'all for showing love through the years.
Thanks for
Definitely.
coming to the conference too. You was at the Fleet conference with Manuel Lewis.
Yeah. We had
Hey,
a
that
ball
was
with the
cool.
basketball game.
Yeah, with the
Yeah, that's
basketball
what's
game.
up.
I had the little bet going on and stuff.
Yeah, we lost. I
Yeah,
forgot what the bet
your team
was.
lost. Yep.
Yeah, I can't even remember what it was. I think it was, I don't know, but
I
anyway,
don't
I had to
remember the
buy
score.
everybody dinner anyway afterwards. So that's what it is.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yep. We
But yeah, I
appreciate your time.
appreciate y'all having me on here. And hey, I look forward to another one on the next single or whatever. But hey,
Oh,
I'm
we gotta
always
bring you
here.
back, man.
Oh yeah, we definitely got to bring you back.
I
Definitely.
appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right, now.
All right,
Appreciate
thank
you.
y'all.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Right now.
All right. Yeah, man. Setting off the year right.
Yeah,
Well,
that was
that
dope.
that
I love all of those songs.
We
that
could
was
tell.
I had no business singing any of those lyrics, but
It doesn't
yeah.
matter. It's our
And
show.
then because I'm from Georgia, like so y'all know Jermaine Dupri, he had the whole So So Deaf Space All Stars Volume 1,
Hmm.
2, 3, 4, all that.
Of
So
course.
Inoj, I think that's how you pronounce it. This artist remade it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it was like that was our, and they was like, you never, because it was a girl at that point.
Hmm.
And it had that So So Deaf Space All Stars beat behind it, but it still had like the original like sample, you know what I'm saying, from the original too. It was dope. So yeah, I
Yeah,
love
no,
all of them.
this
Mhm.
was a
That's cool.
positive interview.
Oh yeah.
Informative
Yes.
and positive. Yeah, we gotta promote love. Because men and women need each other. You know what I
They need to
mean?
bring that type of music back. We miss that
Yeah.
stuff. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't
Yeah,
Like,
for
know
sure.
about grabbing the wind and begging all the time, but we
yeah.
definitely need to love on one
I
another.
feel like, I feel like those things are cool because at the end of the day, it's not like you're like that all the time, but everybody's
That is
vulnerable
true.
sometimes.
That is true, though.
And now people try to act like they don't never feel like that. They don't never, oh no, not me. Like,
Oh,
come on.
that's
Yeah,
not natural.
that ain't
That is
natural.
not natural.
It's not natural. And people be out here capping. And we just need to get back to just being humans. Like,
Yeah.
just be human. Like, let's we everybody all focused on the gender and all that. Just focus on being human.
That's
It
If you
true.
would be
feel some
great.
type of way, be okay with feeling some type of way. Don't try to act like it's not a human emotion to be sad or to be vulnerable or to
Mhm.
love somebody. Like it's okay. You're
It would be
human. You're
great.
actually designed to do that.
Yeah, it would be great if we had all these separate genres and they were separate. You got the good R&B, you got your hip hop, you know what I'm saying? You
Right.
got your southern soul, your country, your pop, you know what I'm saying? And you can listen to everything and be
Now
good.
I'm gonna say this when it comes to that Southern Soul, because I love my Southern Soul. But one thing that I'm finding, because it's a trend, and my people, they just love a good trend. They weren't thinking
Mhm.
about it before, but now that it's a trend, like everybody
Hmm.
wants to do
Well,
it.
do you know that me and Klassik were the first people to ever start an exclusive Southern Soul radio station in the
Oh, I
world?
thought you was about to say y'all had a damn song.
Oh, hell no.
No, no,
I was about to be
no,
like, get out
no,
of
no,
here.
no.
Get
We
out of
don't.
here with
No,
that.
Nah,
we're
you
But
ain't
no,
gonna
I
have
believe
authentic.
no.
that. Like, I
We're
believe that. You know what
authentic.
I'm saying?
Like no, like
But, and that's what I'm finna get to, being authentic. Like,
You don't
I'm
want
an
to hear me in
artist.
the
I've been
studio
doing this a
singing.
long time. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing music before I even started riding horses, and I've been riding horses for over 20 years now.
Mhm.
And I've been country my whole life. And it's like,
We know that.
shut up. Shut up. But it's like I just feel like a lot of it is not organic right now. And
Because people just
just
doing it to
stop.
follow the trend.
Yeah, just
Right.
stop. Don't
Yeah.
don't just be doing it to do it because you feel like you just trying to hop on that bandwagon, because that's what will destroy a genre. That's why R&B is where it's at right now. That's why hip
Mhm.
hop is where it's at right now. Which I do feel like hip hop is actually trying to get back to that more, you know what I'm saying, grassroots type sound, that more very hip hop type sound where you're hearing authenticity from artists. Like there's certain artists is getting back to that. Damani, love his music. T.I. son, that boy's on to something. His music is really dope. Um, but you do have those artists, but it's just like I'm seeing with Southern Soul every time I log on, because of my algorithm, it pulls up this type of thing. And
Hmm.
I'm like, who are these people? Like every
Mhm.
day it's a new person.
Yeah.
And the thing of it is, it's not even that it's new people. The music's just not good. And it's
Yeah.
just like, dude, like, you
I
know,
believe it.
if you want to hop on the job, at least make it a good song.
People
Just
do
because it
stuff
has a
just to do
Southern
it.
Soul beat and you put a couple words to it, like, it doesn't make it good. Like, it's okay to keep working at it until you get a good one and then release that good one. It's like these mugs are rushing to the studio, putting something down just because they got a Southern Soul beat, and then putting it out, and it's just like,
That's how
no.
they do all music now.
Well, they do that so they can make a line dance and then they can make a video and then try to make a couple quick dollars. But I
Guess
will,
what? That's not the way though.
Yeah.
no.
Because you know why? There's motherfuckers making line dances to shake that monkey.
Well, I
You
ain't
know
shake.
how old that song
I
is?
can't line dance, but if I was line dancing, I wouldn't be shaking no monkey.
Yeah, you're
But
right.
Like, they got line dances to Earth, Wind, and Fire. Like, it doesn't matter if you got a good song, you got a good song.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if it came out now or if it came out 10 years ago or 20 years ago or none of that.
Mhm.
It just make the song good and people will make a line dance to it.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna end this show because we always pitch it and we grind it. Hopefully,
That's
we
right.
have an uneventful motherfucking week.
Yeah.
Because last week was a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, I probably won't be able to get on next my cousin's funeral is probably going to be Saturday.
Oh wow.
So I'll
Yo,
be
our
traveling on
condolences.
Sunday. Yeah,
Condolences.
thank you.
Condolences.
Appreciate it. Yeah, so I'll be traveling on the road or something. Who knows? Yeah. Yeah.
If you
Still
can,
waiting.
all right. If you can make it, make it. If you need somebody to talk to, get on the line.
Get
But
on the
you
line.
know what it is. It's Pitching the Grinder Radio. Catch us with us next week. All right. Peace.
Peace.